Hi guys, welcome back to Train Sim TV. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at the all new Gold Star Trains DR73106 track maintenance tamping machine. This product has been out for about a week. It's taken me till now to do the video, mainly because I was waiting for an update to come out which has just literally gone live, which fixed a few little issues. Mainly I was missing textures on the bogies, so I didn't really feel like it was fair to do a video just at that moment, just whilst I was waiting for that. So the update's out. I have now got it installed. I've even made a little scenario on the Cumbrian Coast, just from Carnforth to Grange over sands, just to have a little dabble and also show you the fantastic features of this. Is it a locomotive? Yeah, locomotive, I'm going to call it. Although it's a track maintenance machine, I'm not really sure if you class it as loco or not, but I'm going to say loco. Now, track maintenance machines are something that has been very, very sparse. Well, it's been sparse in TS all the way through. The only stuff you've ever had is wagons. You've never had anything like this in the game. So it's taken, what? TS came out in 2007. So 14-ish years for something like this to come on the scene. And I very much welcome it, even if it's not going to be something I'm going to drive all the time. It's nice to have something that at least to populate in the sidings, where you'd always see tampers and stuff like that. But yeah, excellent stuff so far. So there's a few issues. I'm gonna cover the bits and pieces, like the bits that I've found and the things I'd like to hopefully see updated and stuff like that. So we're just gonna show these little bits and pieces out. Hopefully the developer might come across the video and maybe be able to take a look at some of these things. I'm just gonna have a drive and just show it off. Bear in mind it is quite a loud train. I will try and tone the audio down if needs be, but yeah, do be warned, it is a loud one. So let's get the game on paused. We're just outside at Carnforth. We're gonna get ourselves set up. So first of all, you are to travel to Grange over sands with your track tamper maintenance machine. You'll then need to tamp some freshly laid ballast along the section of the seawall next to the signal box. Services are running as far north as Arnside Stage due to the block. Right, so first things first, we're inside the cab. This scenario, by the way, is not going to come with Cumbrian Coast. It's just me making a little quick little scenario just to show this off with one AI. So it's nice to see straight away that the cab's been updated. I actually have texture on the seats now, which is great. I was missing that originally. I think possibly some of the stuff on the dash might have actually been updated, but it just seems a little bit more up-resed. Some of these dials I think were a little bit on the lower res side before. I think the temperature one's still a little bit on the lower res side, but all the other ones seem to be a bit more on the higher side, so that's good. It's an interesting one. It's a manual train. It has a gearbox, so it runs essentially like a first-gen DMU in a way. It's quite cool how it works. You can see down here, that's the gear lever stick, so basically the gear reverser. This one over here is your throttle. You've got your brakes over here. Tons of bits and pieces, all your lights and stuff on the dash there, which we'll have a little play with when we get up down into Grange over sands. Engine start button. You got DRA switch down here, which is lit up at the minute. You got your start for your tamper there. Headlight switches, and then all these light up when you've got specific lights on. Emergency brake plunger there. Over this side you can actually turn this on as well. It turns the computer screen on over here. We will do all this later on when we get up to Grange over sands. I'll show you all the bits and pieces. Yeah, quite cool. I mean, for what I can see, the textures for the most part are very, very good quality. In terms of like all the stickers and stuff are really, really high res and stuff like the cabin there looks really cool. It's like isn't it like Contravision sort of stuff. I think there's a train in TS. I think it's the 57 possibly has this sort of stuff inside there. I remember it used to do me eyes in. One thing I have noticed is this weird line going across on the inside of the wall. But if you go outside, there's nothing to suggest that there's obviously something for that. But if you even go through here, I don't quite know if that's what it's meant to be, or if it's meant to be a wire or something. I don't know, but it just sort of like starts, waves over and stops. But again, there's nothing to suggest outside that that's meant to be doing something. So a bit of a strange one. just going to have a quick look around the externals. So yeah, the issue I had was all the bogey work under here was missing texture, so it was like a flat grey texture, so now that's all there. It's good to see. One thing that I would note is that I have noticed in a lot of the geometry, like the texture and stuff, I'm not sure if this is to do with smoothing as such, because you sort of see all the lines and stuff. I'm not a model by any means. I don't have a clue half this stuff. I'm just sort of going off bits of experience of what I've heard and stuff like that, how we do things and bits and bobs. But that's that sort of stuff maybe looked at and updated over time. Yeah, it's quite cool. It's got intercity branding. So this is it's an 80s thing. So I think as well it's sort of to do with when the East Coast Main Line was having an upgrade program or something. So this sort of come around. This did a lot of work on the line at the time. Hence why it's got intercity. I think did intercity possibly hire it in or something at the point or something like that. I'm not too sure. Anyway, moving on. I'm just talking rubbish. Yeah, the general textures overall, yeah, apparently I believe it's 4K, which is cool. Loads of different bits of signage and stuff on there, all really good quality, not blurry at all, which is great. Slight little bit of geometry, something poking through the side there, which would be nice to see if that could get tidied up. I have noticed as well that on the maximum speed for the train information, it does say nothing on the miles per hour, so I'm assuming there needs to be something putting on there really for the maximum speed. You've got bits and pieces down here, little buttons. You've got the horn down. Well, I think one of the horns down there, which is cool. You've got the extra bogey, like the drop down wheels that come down with the tamping gear as well. All sorts. I've noticed the like the black lining that goes across the side has a bit of a strange going on about it. It looks like possibly like a shadow map or something like that, or something. But I'm certain it's meant to be solid black all down the side. So I'm not sure if there's something gone a bit wrong on that side of things. The other thing I would probably say with the black line is it doesn't quite marry up on the sections, and you can sort of see like a smoothing issue going on the side there as well. But for the overall part, it looks really good. Just some refinements I'd say would probably be nice to see. One thing that has caught my eye quite a lot with various bits and pieces of the unit is different parts of the, if you look there, you see 1, 2, 3, 4. I see 4 bits of various components of the train disappearing at various points of moving around, which would be, that's one of the things that I really would like to be seen as to be updated and fixed. It's not just on this section, but it's on other parts, like on the back of the there you can see the toolbox disappears. I have noticed something on the front of the train as well disappear. Down the bottom there you see I think it's the water pump that disappears as well. These things I would love to see updated. It's one of the things that sort of, it's one of my main gripes, to be fair, with things disappearing. Moving on, we've got the sort of like the rear trailer. It's been an interesting one. I think it's actually a full-on unit that actually is all coupled, not rather coupled together, actually one full solid unit, I think. It's got a little trailer now, you get that the bits and pieces on there. This has had some work as well, because these bags were not on the back on the first version, so these have actually done quite cool. Again, quite shiny. I feel like the textures overall are quite shiny and reflective. I'm not sure if that's something to do with that alpha channeling or something like that makes it all go really shiny. Someone that's a texture will know what I'm trying to get at here, but it's just what I can see. Basically, I'm just saying what I see. It just looks very shiny. Some weathering would have been quite nice maybe as well. But yeah, it's quite cool under here. There's all sorts. It's more wheels that must drop down. We'll see all this in action again. There, the seats they're disappearing there. Yeah, got the lights on the back there. All these work as well. So we'll put the lights on shortly. So that's pretty much my stuff to sort of go on the externals. But yeah, for the overall part of it, it looks absolutely bloody fantastic. I'm not doing a video just to bash it or anything like that. I'm genuinely happy to see something like this in TS, and I bought this as soon as it was released. Yeah, I'm really happy to see it. This is also the developer's very first train, so I think he learnt this within a year. So he's learnt it, built it, released it in a year. Pretty good going. I mean, I can't do anything like this. I'd love to do something like this, but fair play to learning all this in such a short period of time. To bring this to TS is really cool. But again, hopefully we can see some of these these issues fixed. I think it just make it even more better. Yeah, right. Let's get inside the cab again. Let's get ourselves set up. So, if I remember this correctly, without faffing around with the manual, you press E to get into notch 1. DRA off. Some headlights on. You see the headlamps there. Now, there was another thing I did spot with the headlamps. There was Z5, but I think that has actually been fixed. There was, yeah, it has. Oh no, it hasn't. There's still a bit of a. It still does disappear. I don't think it's as bad as it was. It still does disappear a bit. You see the rear lamps on as well. Again, they've got a bit of flickering going on. I did just say the rear coupler drop links just disappeared as well. Just another thing to note there. It's got custom sounds again. I'm not sure if it's from the exact train, but they sound cool. Right, so I think I've got everything set if I can remember correctly. Let's take the brakes off. We have liftoff. That, by the way, is a burst horn. It's actually like that in real life. It's really cool. Track joint sounds could be better. We've got Kuju track sounds on the joints there. It'd be nice if we had something better put in for them at some point, if that something that became available to the developer. Just have a little external watch going around the bend here at Carnforth. Just again, just so cool to see a track machine in game. It's amazing. Got all the detail inside as well. You can see the engine there, obviously exhaust pipes coming out the top. You can see inside here a few little bits inside there. I mean, some of the pipe work sort of just disappears into the middle of nowhere. We've got some weird routing going on, just ignore this. It does cross back over again. The route is still work in progress, so some work does need doing, some markers and directionalities, but ignore that. I'm just going to press number 5 for a second just to show the rear view where the tamper guy would sit. So in a bit we'll have a look at this a bit more as well, but I'm just going to give you a quick look around in there just so you can see what's inside here. The two screens on either side, these work as well. They actually have an animation on them. I'm not sure if I don't think it's true to what's in the game because it does look different, but either way it's still pretty cool to see a little animation on the screen there. I think it's probably one of the first I've ever seen like that anyway. You've got the fuse cabinet there, bit of flickering going on with the textures. Again, just something that'd be nice to see updated. Got the toolbox there. Not sure what that's meant to be. I assume some sort of control panel probably turns things on and that. And then you've got the tamp. I assume this is what controls the tampers, effectively. Let's get some power on. The second gear. So this train costs you £14.99. It's available from Alan Thompson Sim. It's not actually an Alan Thompson Sim product. They are hosting it for Gold Star trains. The guy that created this is called Duncan Reynolds. You may know him as, I think, Dunkrez, I think his name is on streams. I vaguely remember. So you will know him if you watch Alan stream more. I know he's been on there quite a lot. So that's the background. Who is the actual developer? The manual itself is a decent sized manual. Plenty of bits and pieces in there. Goes through some technical details about the train, like weight and stuff, all that sort of jazz. Installation processes and all that stuff as well. It has an annotated section about all the controls and what they do and what they are as well. Very nice views from this as well. You can literally see everything, which is what you don't always get with many trains in TS, which is good. I'm trying to lower the game sound a little bit because it will get louder in a bit. Not gonna lie. Try and... oh god, that horrible Cuju screech. I'll try and get a screenshot for the thumbnail. Something a bit more picturesque. Oh, the noise! That's gone. Probably won't be the screenshot I'll use, but it's just one that I'm going to go for, possibly. Yeah, so again, with the manual, it goes through how to install it and stuff like that. Basically, you install it with your ATS account details. They've provided the install, so you just log in and away you go if you're familiar with the installation process there. It's got QD as well, QD Quick Drive Consists, which are pre-made. They started the GST DR73106. Since the release, there's been an update again, as I say, and that actually brings another livery. It's the same style of livery, it's just got different branding, which is the Fast Line one, which it wore towards the end of its life and service. I believe this unit actually is overseas now, I think in Germany or something. I'm not sure it actually runs, but I know it's over there. So as you go through the manual, it has all the technical details about the actual train, so size and gauging and all that sort of stuff, all the technical bits. Top speed kilometres as well, these are in kilometres, which is a top speed of 90 kilometres, which is about 52 miles per hour there, as you can see. If it's been towed, it can go up to 100 kilometres, so it'll be about 60 miles an hour, 62 or something like that. The next part of the manual takes you through the annotation process, so it labels all the different controls and bits and pieces. And then there's a list as well below, which talks you through what is what. The next section is all about the second man's desk, so it tells you all about the gauges, which are those. So it's like liner on and off, reference and levelers on and off. Next section is tamper controls, so it tells you all about them, and then also after that is a driving guide, so how to set your train up. Just a little bit. So yeah, talks you through that and how to get going, basically. Pretty easy, to be fair. It's a case of putting your release your brakes fully, put into gear 1, turning DR off and apply the power. It's as simple as that. Gears are literally the same as DTG stuff, E and Shift E. toggle up and down. So the tamping guide as well, so how to actually get going with that. Again, pretty easy. You just have to stop and turn your DRA off and stuff like that. Lower the gear, and that limits the actual unit to 0.4, which then is like a fail-safe to get all the tamping gear working. You can only do it when it's on that specific settings. You put it into like notch 1 and it does all its stuff. It's quite cool, to be honest. Well, again, we'll go through that in a moment. I'll read the process out as we're doing it, so you can actually see what's going on. It comes with 3 scenarios as well, which are for the East Coast Main Line London to Peterborough route. Pretty basic scenarios, to be honest, but they're just to get you going and have a little play. One that's like a bit of a tutorial sort of thing, and then there's a couple other ones on that. Tell you how to use it in your own scenario as well. There's a few different ones. There's a player or AI driven one. There's also a dummy, and also there's a tamping contest which actually tamps itself under AI, which is quite cool. That's pretty much it, really. Goes on through the EULA and all that sort of stuff, and then the credits at the end there. So yeah, pretty much in a nutshell, that's the manual nailed there. I've shut it down. No doubt I'm going to need to bring it back up again in a moment, but what do we read? Not too far from our side. We're not really that far away now to Grange, to be honest. The scenario itself is about 17 minutes long, all in. That doesn't allow for tamping, but to get to Grange. So we'll start sawing ourselves down for the viaduct. I'm driving with the keyboard, so I don't know if it works with the PVC. AWS is very loud. I've noticed that. Could do with toning down, possibly. To onside a signal box. We're doing no more than 30. Just really cool. It's just a fantastic little bit of equipment. It's great already. It can just be made even greater with just some refinement and some fixes. I've seen it already using like 2 or 3 scenarios. I've even been using scenarios this last couple of days, and it's been used as like stuff in yards, and it's made some quite nice scenes with all the workforce around it. Gear 3 now. It's really cool just to see down there and that track. big open views. Can't open and do the windows or anything, or the visor. Sort of things I'd maybe expect to see in a $14.99 release. These sort of basic things, opening windows and stuff. Providing you can, I assume you can open windows, but even still, the blinds and stuff like that have been quite nice to have. I'm going to put my instrument lights on, bad Tom. Nearly into the scenario now. So the work site is just before the station, so at the signal box. It's only a short section we're going to go through. We're not going to sit there for 20 minutes doing it. 0.4 kilometres or a mile an hour. My little bodged TSR signs I've put in as well. I haven't got to put a temporary AWS in there really, but never mind. It was done on the rush. Just the signal box coming into view now. Something to note also, just whilst we've got a new promenade wall. I just changed all the walls here quite recently today and yesterday. So that's something else you can just have a little look there since our update video. Just trying to get a nice little screenshot there. Many choices to scour over and try and make a thumbnail out of. I'm going to slow this thing down now because we need to stop at the site. Give them a toot at the horn. The workers are here. Right, so we need to be in gear 1 for, yeah, gear 1, so gear 1. Now we're gonna, first of all, I'm gonna put the DRA on, full brakes on. Now I'm gonna put the tamping control key in. So by clicking that, you can do it on a key provider, I think, there as well. But just to see this, he's now bringing the gear down. How cool is that? This for me is awesome, truly awesome to see something like this. Could have just easily made it as a unit without any of the animation, but he's really gone to town for his very first trade as well. To learn all that, it's marvellous, it really is. Right, so that's on. I need to make sure we've got all our side lights on, so make sure we've got these right. What's that there I've just done? I'll just put the front light on there. Side light. Yeah, that's a spotlight down there. I don't really need that on, to be fair. Put the right side lights on as well, so you can see now we've got lights all the sides. They're now lit up on the ground. This looks awesome, by the way, at night time doing this. It really will suit nighttime stuff. So next up we're going to do... Oh, by the way, you got wipers there. I'll just show you the wipers. It's got the sort of out of sync animation like the Class 57 has, which is really nice to see. You don't see many trains in TS that do that. Oh, there's a wiper. I think there's a wiper down there as well. That's really cool. Just thought I'd show them. You don't have no annoying wiper sounds either, which is cool. We've got hazard lights. Just want to show you those. You can see they're flashing there. We're going to leave them on whilst we are doing our tamping. So we've got... What else have we got here? So the next thing is going to be the warning sign, which I'm going to put on in a moment. Please do bear in mind that it is going to be quite noisy, so I'm going to put that on in a moment. Next up, we're going to do is go to the second man seat. We're going to turn all the level and gear and stuff on. So click, and then the middle one, if you look to the left, the boot screen. Really cool. Now with this as well, there would be a Plasma Fura boot screen, but it's just got a generic sort of style Windows set up there, which is still really cool to see. It's nice to have it in. Nice little feature. I don't know if these move or not. I think these are just on a static number, but again, nice little setup there. Go back in there. Now I'm going to put the warning siren on. We're going to turn the DRA back off. We're going to put it into notch 1. And it'll limit us. There we go. 0.4. So next, we're going to come outside for a minute. I'm going to press C. So that's C on the keyboard. I'm just going to come into the rear section of the train where the tamper guy sits, just before we get into our little possession. You can see that the screens are working as well. quite close to sort of the time when it's doing it. It's a little bit behind, but it's not exactly right. If you look at the screen, you can actually see his AP track on there where we don't have AP track. But still, it's really, really cool to see. Really cool. Outstanding, to be fair, to see this level of animation and stuff on someone's first project. Well played. Again, as I was saying there, you can see the cables all just sort of like end nowhere. Like come up and just stick up into the middle there. Something with them would be quite nice, some tidying up with that. We're nearly at the end of our possession. That doesn't actually change, that is confirmed. Going to the last section now. So to stop the tamper, it's Shift C, I think. There we go. So Shift C stops that. A bit quieter now. So we're just going to stop the train here. Right, so we're going to turn that siren off because it does get annoying after a bit. But I thought I'd leave it on just to get the full effect. Sorry if I've deafened anyone. Right, so we need to turn off our side lights, so we'll get them back off. We're going to lift the gear. So the front wheel's lifting, the rear is lifting. Really cool. Just going to turn the hazards off. There we go. So we are good now to continue. We're going to turn all the gear off. We now don't need that. We're going to take our train into Grange over Sands. I will put the link for this train in the description for you guys if you wish to go and have a look for yourselves and maybe decide to purchase for yourselves. Hope this has been beneficial to you, this video. Don't forget you can like, share and subscribe, and don't forget head over to Twitch to find our twice weekly streams, Thursdays and Sundays at twitch.tv/trainsim_TV. We do a mixture of driving, route building and other bits and bobs during the runs on our streams, so do come join us. Thank you very much for watching this, guys. Once again, take care and we will see you on the next video. Bye for now.